Everybody. So happy to be with you today. Today I'm discussing um, an issue that usually occupies the majority of my mind, which is about relationships and why love hurts. And I'm addressing this with Guru, who's gonna join us now. Gonna invite her to join us. Hi, hello everyone. Alrighty. Hey, so good to see you. Hey, everybody. Hi, Arman. Today I have a gift for you guys. We're addressing. Hello,
Namaste,
Sudguru.
Megan. Hi, everyone.
Namaste. 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 The goddess in me acknowledges the
Thank
goddess in you.
you.
Sudguru, today I decided to address the elephant in
Mhm.
the room, which is the biggest pain that all of us deal with. Last night, before going to sleep, my mind was racing, and I asked myself, what is the main problem that my mind is always like dealing with? And it's relationships, whether it's relationship to your mother, father, brothers, sisters, friends, lover, it's always relationship. And I wanted to discuss with you why love and relationships hurt.
Correct. Okay. So let me set the ground with some informations. I'm going to start by opening up how the universe works and why we call the planet Earth Earth School. So generally, third dimension, the planet Earth, is the most dense, heavy, denser vibration from all the other levels, like fourth dimension, fifth dimension. So the more dimensions we move up, it becomes lighter, and then we lose the physical body, and then the duality that we face on planet Earth will disappear. So it's on the fourth and fifth and higher dimension where non-duality start taking place. So the duality, what do I mean by duality on planet Earth is basically, I often say, I said, when I divide people into half, the right side is the ego and the mind that they partner up and they work together. On the left side is the heart and soul, which they partner up and they work together. So imagine for a second on the right side, this complicated thinking machine, as I call the mind, that has the ability to create anything and everything, and the ego that uses the mind and all the ability that the mind has to create a movie that becomes our reality. On the left side, the heart, which is 100% vibrating on a higher, more loving, more being more authentic, genuine, having love and compassion for all humanity and anything that exists on planet Earth. And the soul that's have the souls is awakened, the souls has experience and having experience on different dimensions and also on different parallel universes. So I often say, I said, never mind about the heart and soul because we are not in touch with that. So let's make it simpler and understand that at the moment when I ask you, who are you? The one who responds back and it says, is me, is the ego and mind and is all the layers of the ego. So this is first to set the ground up that as soon as you and I come on planet Earth, we are coming with the ego mind, which is the opponent for us to make life interesting, to see the duality, to see the good and bad. And then later on, we realize how to deal with mind and ego. But on the planet Earth, the main the main lesson is relationship. So basically, if we understand that relationship is where we start the classes, and the relationship is what we can graduate on a higher degree or get our master or to get our PhD. So relationship start expanding into everything. And I want to ask our audience right now, please write a comment and tell me where in your life you're not dealing with relationship. Can you find one, Megan?
Everything, like last night, this is literally what I was thinking about. Everything I'm doing has to do with a relationship with someone. It's a relationship with my coworkers, with business people, with people that I love. And even the parts when I thought, oh, this is just about me, it's about my relationship with myself. So it's always about relationships. And I'm asking people, if tell us where you can find your main issues, which relationship is the most painful one for you at the moment. So yes, we're all dealing with this
Right.
pain.
So
And what I'm understanding is you're saying relationships are basically the PhD degree of the Earth School.
yes, that's why it's hidden into everything. All our interaction with humans, the basis relationship from the you and I come, we have we have these people. This is the mother, my relationship and continuation of my relationship with my mother, with my father, sister, brother, cousins, grandmother, grandparents. Then later on, as we grew up, we go to school. Our relationship with the teachers, with other students, then later on we get into university, we get married, then the relationship opens up with my wife or with my husband, then we have kids, and then our relationship opens up with our children. We go to work, we get a job. Either I'm self-employed and I hire other people, is my relationship with employees, or vice versa. So everything that we enter is in this life is relationship.
Relationship. And why do they hurt? I understood that they are the PhD degrees of
Yeah,
Earth School. How can we graduate this PhD class so the relationships won't have to hurt?
right. So I would say if I want to graduate from the relationship and I want to make it easy, I want to have a good relationship with anybody versus the hardship, the heartbreak of these, we need to have a base of understanding and awakening. So, in awareness, the lens of awareness that I often say, awareness is here, is available for all of us. But if I choose awareness to be awake, or if I choose to live my life unconsciously or be in deep sleep, it's a choice that we can make at every second. So let's start with the base. I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning. Which side of the two sides am I coming from? Am I coming from the right side, which is the mind, this complicated thinking machine that creates thoughts at every second? Or if I'm coming from the ego, my shadow, if I'm coming from this lens, I have no control over anything. So what I have found out after 40 years of coaching is this. Our you aware? The one that's thinking, it's not you. So until I realize to separate myself from the thinking machine that creates 75,000 to over 95,000, until I separate myself from the thinking machine, and until I don't recognize the existence of the ego, that's the ego who's creating my reality, who's choosing, who's casting all the actors that comes in my life, and the whole scenario and my story life is created by the ego. Until I don't come to this recognition that the ego is a separate entity than me, and recognizing the mind that is magnificent and it has so many abilities, but is constantly creating thoughts, and separate myself from these two devices, suffering will continue to take place. I will experience pain in every relationship.
And if we were to look at relationships through the lens of the heart and the soul, how would that be any different?
The lens of heart and soul is, imagine, let's look at the quality of the heart, which is the lens that the soul use to create this movie, which we call our reality or our life. So the quality of heart is love, compassion, understanding. That's the only quality the heart has. The soul, now, the soul also, it's living multiple lives at the same time. So the soul has many experiences. The soul is experiencing this life of poverty, the parallel life of having a good life, having a bad life, being successful. So the soul is a combination of all experiences. So the soul
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have a preference. When I come from the
Mm-hmm.
lens of heart and soul, the narcissistic characteristic doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
The narcissist aspect of us comes from the mind and ego. So the difference
Mm-hmm.
is, if I'm coming from mind and ego, the lens is only shining on me. Me, poor me. This is what happened to me when I was a kid. This is what's going on. I'm a victim. I have anxiety. I'm anxious. I'm depressed. I don't have any inspiration for life. What's the meaning of life anyway? The confusion. This is what comes from the lens. The narcissistic lens is from ego and mind, versus the heart and soul doesn't, there is no separation in me or you. The lens is wide open. The lens of the soul that is sitting, existing on a higher vibration, without a physical body, without anything to condense and holds it in, is just looking, observing the whole planet Earth. And there's no separation between my soul and your soul and billion other souls that lives on planet Earth. So therefore, the lens of heart and soul is, my heart is open. I have love and compassion for everything that exists on planet Earth. There is no separation between me or you. So if
Mm-hmm.
I am, um, if I am coming from heart and soul, and there is no separation between sending to you. It's love and compassion. You have no choice to return that vibration back to me. So it will become, let's put it this way, if you want to be metaphorically, imagine the lens of heart and soul is an angel, right?
Mhm.
So an angel
Yes.
is here to be at service. The angel is here to be at your service, to give you love, to have compassion and understanding for you. So the movie is a beautiful romantic movie that of all I am here to help you, my soul sister and brother, to experience heaven here on earth. Now, go to the lens of ego and mind. The lens of ego and mind is me. What's in it for me? Can you give me for me? So these are two lenses.
So you always say the universe is a mirror. And I struggle when I see something that I really don't like in one of my relationships. For example, there are things in other people that I see that drives me crazy. And then I come back to the saying you're saying, which is the universe is just a mirror. When we see something in the we don't like,
Mhm.
what is the universe mirroring to us?
Megan, before I continue, I was laughing because we have this issue that your internet is not very strong. And I remember the joint live we did with George, and George thought our internet wasn't strong
Oh,
enough. And I'm having,
really?
and I'm
Oh my
having, I don't know, guys,
God.
write it down, write a comment. Do you see Megan clearly, or is it me who is not clear? Write a comment for us so we can figure out who, if you're having some internet connection, yes or no. Okay.
Megan is blurry. Oh my God, I'm blurry. Am I still blurry?
Now it's okay.
Sorry, I was not aware. Now
Yeah.
it's better?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I want to have, okay, I would like to have you guys to be a little bit more engaging. Write a comment. Is everything that we're saying clear to you guys? Do you have any questions for us? Okay,
Okay, now it's
nice.
good. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, the question here is when we see something in another person, being our lover, mother, brother, whoever, that we don't like, what is the universe mirroring to us?
So, what is the universe mirroring to us? We have to be clear on this that the universe doesn't do favor, give someone, or take away anything from us. All the universe does is to place this mirror for us to see in our reality. So, without question, anything and everything that I see outside, whether it's war, whether it's happiness or joy, whether there is part of each character that makes me edgy, or I feel that I don't
Hmm.
like this, or any layer of personality that I see on someone else that exists within me. So, give me an example of what you don't like about a character, and then we see how we can bring it back to us.
I think the hardest thing to bring back to yourself is when you see somebody is cheating or lying. And if the universe is mirroring something to you, what is it when you see on the outside that someone's lying or
Okay.
cheating?
So lying and cheating. let's bring it back. The first step is because the majority of time, let me clear this misconception. The majority of time, as human, we think if my partner is addicted, I don't have an addiction problem. So if
Yes.
my boyfriend or my husband is taking marijuana or whatever, I think, oh, I don't have that addictive personality. So it doesn't have to be exactly what you see on other person. It could be showing you in a different way. That's why you have to be really clear in your head to can identify what is that within you. So oftentimes, this is very simple thing. If my partner has addiction to drugs or whatever, and I say, okay, I don't have a drug addiction, but if I bring it back, where in me is this addiction taking place, then I can see maybe I'm addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to gluten, even though I know gluten is not good for me, but I can't stop myself for not eating it. Whether I have codependency issue and I cannot stop myself, I cannot cut myself from codependency, whether I'm controlling, I'm a control freak and I cannot stop, I want to control people or other things. So this is my addiction that is showing up outside,
Mhm.
right? Now, when I come from
Mhm.
somebody stealing from me or um, cheating on me. Then I come to myself, I create that clear space, first of all, so I can see with a clear lens. And oftentimes I say, okay, I always say, I choose being awake over deep sleep, right? And when we
Mhm.
also
Mhm.
ask people like, what you are the cheater, I'm not the cheater. Then I come again and I see, where do I cheat? It could be that when I'm good studying, I don't really want to put the time to really study my task or the lessons or whatever it is. I'm looking for a way to get the question and answer. I'm looking for somebody else to come and do the test. I'm looking for and this is cheating, right? So it doesn't matter
Mhm.
if I'm cheating the bank, if I'm cheating the whatever it is, this is it. But when it comes to lying, oftentimes the crowd that is interested in spirituality or metaphysics, when we ask them, why are you interested? They said, because I want to be awake. I don't want to be in this deep sleep. But when I
Uh-huh.
tell them, okay, I have the solution for this. After 40 years of coaching and being in spiritual realm, I understand that the practice of thought cut silence, it will help you to stop the thinking machine. It's extremely difficult, but if you do this practice day after day after day, little by little, the distance between the thoughts becomes slower. You will notice less thought. Therefore, you have more empty space in between here. But nobody does this practice. Everybody said it's very difficult. Yet, when I really do this practice, thought, cut, silence, the minute I notice that my mind wants to start a conversation and it says, Megan, I use the imaginary scissor and I cut after Megan, I come to this millisecond of silence. Then my mind said, oh my God, I use the imaginary scissor and I come to this millisecond. And by doing this difficult task day after day after day after day, you see that at the beginning, you didn't even have a second without a thought. But then you have 5 seconds that you experience and notice no thought, no
No
mind.
thoughts.
But this is the practice that I have to do every day. The second practice is separate yourself from the ego. And in my retreat, I just came back from a 1 week retreat in Toronto, Canada. We were doing, I was giving everybody a name for their ego. So what's your ego
Hmm.
name, Megan?
Well, you actually named my ego before. So my ego name is a Persian
Right.
named
Okay.
Banafshe. And sometimes I know, like I'm doing well, I'm in a state of bliss, and Banafshe comes and takes
Right.
me away. And before I know it, I'm in a deep
Right.
dark hole in my head.
So at this moment, I would like to tell all of you guys to choose a name for your ego. I, I find this the best method for me to be able to separate myself from the ego, to have a different name for my ego. So choose a name and write a comment. What would you like to be your ego's name? Write a comment for us. Whatever your name is Aaron. What name do you want to give your ego? So by
Hmm.
doing this, now we realize that the ego, Salite, okay, Zahin, by doing this, we realize that the ego is a separate entity than me, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
now, from the minute that I wake up every morning, trust me, guys, I do this practice myself all the time. From the minute that I become conscious, I open my eyes, Judge Judy. I open my eyes. I realize that the ego and the mind has also waken up with me. So that
Hmm.
consciousness and that awareness, I have to have and keep it all the time with me. So the next step
Hmm.
is we, after the separation from the ego, we have to slow down our actions. So you really have to see every action that the ego wants to take. And I often
Hmm.
said, imagine that the ego is the 2-year-old toddler, terrible toddler, that you have to constantly be aware and conscious of. Because with a blink an eye, your toddler will break the crystals or put her finger into the rocket or something like that. So you have to
Hmm.
be constantly aware of the ego. You become the parent of the ego, and you're mindfully watching your ego toddler. So this requires a lot of no saying. This requires when the ego wants to go into the victim role, oh, you have to grab it and stop it. The minute the ego wants to go to shame and blame, you got to stop it right there. So, do you understand? From the minute that you wake up, you, the grown up, you, the parent, have to be behind this toddler all the time. And you have to stop all of his or her action at the beginning, because if you let it go and say, let me see where the ego is going to take me. Trust me, you're not going to end up in a good place. So, this is the
Mhm.
second practice. Give a name to this different entity, become the parent of this kid, have love and compassion for it, but also you have to watch out and you have to be mindful for a blink of a second that is just going to do something.
I love that. So every time the ego is about to come and take us, we need to grab it by the hand like a good parent. You would not let your kid just wander around and, stick his finger into the, electric socket. You stop the kid. So the same way, every time the ego wants to wander around, you need to grab it by the hand and be a good parent and parent your ego. I have another question. Understanding that the universe is a mirror, and whatever we see on the outside, we need to bring it back inside and see what is a part of me that I'm seeing in that mirror. When somebody that we like is not that into you, no, again, let me rephrase it. When someone you like is not that into you, what is the universe trying to
Right.
mirror to you?
So let's break down the action of somebody that is not into me. Break it down. What are the things that this person is doing?
I like to spend time with them. They don't like to spend time with me. I like to follow up and contact them. They don't contact back. I take them seriously. They're very
Mhm.
casual about me.
Okay. So let's shine some light on this situation. And I also want to add something else here, guys. I came out with these four, which I want all of you to write it down, four apps that we all come on planet Earth with. Number one is self love. Number two, worthiness. Number three, being deserving. And number four, being enough. Can you write this down for me? Number one, self love. Number two, being worthy. Number three, being deserving. Number four, being enough. Now, imagine that everything that you see in the universe, movie, or film is showing you the amount of self love you have for yourself. Imagine that.
Hmm.
So, my projection on the reality, what is reflecting back at me, is showing me how much do I have self love. From zero, I hate myself, I can't stand myself, to 10, oh my God, I am that angel that I love and adore, and right? So, when somebody on the outside is not giving me enough time, is not respecting me enough, is not texting me, is not, I love this person, but this person is not, I don't know where I'm standing. One day they text me two times, and then 1 week later they send me another text. I don't know where I'm standing with this person. So this person is unavailable to me, right? Now,
Yes.
let's bring it back into self love, worthiness, being deserving, and being enough. If I have self love, the mirror, if I have self love, my self image is very healthy. and I love myself and I accept myself with all my flaws and whatever, when I love myself and accept myself fully, the mirror has no choice to only show me people who love me and to adore me and to tell me 10 times a day, you are my angel. They want to do everything for me. They want to spend every minute with me, and they want to throw their life at my feet. The mirror is showing the self love. But when the person is unavailable, the meaning, the translation of the mind is, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. I'm not I'm not loving enough. I'm not deserving to be in a healthy relationship. I'm not worthy of having a relationship. Do you see that? So
Yes.
when you see how other characters are acting out in your movie, is a representation of your self-love, having a good healthy image. So when you don't have healthy self-image, when you don't accept your look, your body, whatever, or even the position in your life that you're in, your job, the money that you're making, and all of this thing, right? So when you see that from the outside, everybody's like, did you get fat? You look very puffy, you know? What happened to your face? Like, when are you gonna start making money? Is this all you're gonna do? Right? So this is
Mm-hmm.
when I
Mm-hmm.
don't fully accept myself. But when I
Mm-hmm.
fully accept myself and I have a self healthy image, oh, you're beautiful. I love your body. You it's so great. Like you're so brilliant. You have a brilliant mind. I love this about you that you're so successful. You're standing on your own feet. So do you see the reflection? It's all about how do I see myself? Where am I with myself? How much self worth or self love I am? But here's the thing,
Mm-hmm.
another thing, guys, that I want to tell you here is this. If somebody doesn't want to spend time with me, is not responding to me, doesn't want to see me, if someone is unavailable for me, how available am I for myself? Do I enjoy my own company? Do I love spend time and being with myself? Do I love my me time, alone time? Do you see what I'm saying? So when you're afraid of being alone, when you can't stand being alone with yourself, and you constantly have to get yourself busy, you constantly have to talk on the phone, you constantly have to meet people, you constantly have to be busy, busy, create something to be busy here, right? That shows
Yes.
me that I'm not comfortable to my own company. I don't enjoy my I personally love to be alone. I love to be alone. I love to do have nothing to do and just be alone. I just love that space of nothing happening. Nobody want to talk to me. Nobody needs me. I love this space, right? Because when I'm alone, I'm in peace. When I'm alone, my mind is quiet. When I'm alone, I love and adore myself and everything that's in my space. So I love it. I want to be here. But what is your space? When you're alone, what happens? Or do you want to be at your own company? Because if you don't enjoy your own company and being alone, trust me, the mirror is always showing you people who want to run away from you.
Yeah.
Erin is writing a lot of comment.
We love you, Aaron. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you to every single person who's watching and commenting and engaging with us, because it's through your energy and your questions that the right energy can come through both Guru and I to be at your service. And Guru, this was a very eye-opening conversation. I learned a lot. I know our audience that were present also learned a lot. And thank you so much. This was
You
amazing.
are welcome. So don't forget, guys, I enjoy my own company. Great. So to wrap it up, let's wrap it up. Number one, you realize that Earth plane is a Earth school. Relationship is the highest grade that you can get. Relationships are your master, is your PhD on planet Earth. Remember that there is nothing on planet Earth that doesn't involve in relationship. Number two, remember when you divide yourself in half, the duality, right side, ego, mind, they work together, they partner up. The lens of ego and mind is terror. The lens of ego and mind is very chaotic, is narcissistic, is me, poor me, what happened to me. All of these, the left side is the heart and soul. The heart and soul is the reflection of oneness, of love, of compassion, an angel. And also remember that the universe only puts a mirror, whatever reflects back at you, whether you like it or you don't like it, it's happening within you. And one day we all wake up from this deep state of sleep and realize that after all, there was nobody out there. All of this character and movie took place in my psyche and in my head. Thank you so much. God bless you. By the way, guys, I'm going to announce here on July 25th, I'm doing a 2 weeks retreat in Turkey. If you guys are interested to come and experience the retreat where we do active meditation. When we do meditation, we use different instruments and music. When we do yoga, we eat together, we share love and spend life together. And I do a lot of lectures. If you guys like to join my 2 weeks retreat, it's July 25th. It's a little village, hour and a half away from Istanbul. So DM us. Erin, you're more than welcome to come too. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. You're going to see so much is being released. You're going to fully understand the lesson of the universe, why you're here. I clean you up and fresh you leave from here. Hope to have you guys all on my 2 weeks retreat. Love you. See you next week. God bless. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.